Hi, I'm Bridget Montgomery, and this is Maggie, and this is Clifford. Maggie participated in Pathway to Prevention once we found out her brother Clifford, who's 12, almost 13, was diagnosed in 2010. We heard about TrialNet shortly after Clifford's diagnosis when we received some paperwork from when we were discharged from the hospital. My initial thoughts about it was I really was thrown into the diabetes and I was overwhelmed with that, so I really didn't think about it too much at first. But I looked back into it and then I ultimately decided that it was for us because as much as it would hurt to have another child diagnosed, it would be better to know ahead of time than when he was unconscious and we didn't know what would happen. We initially got the kids tested. Clifford has 4 sisters when Maggie was 1 year old, and the initial results for Maggie was negative along with her other 3 sisters, and then yearly they get screened, but when she hit 4 years old she came back and I received a phone call from TrialNet that she was positive for 5 out of the 5 antibodies, and that was a tough day. I remember taking the kids down to the bus stop and kind of crying about it because I knew kind of what that meant, and I told Clifford about it, and the nurse called me at school and said he was having a little bit of a rough day too when he found out about it. We decided to enroll Maggie in the close monitoring because we've been interested in the research side of things after we dived in more about what type 1 diabetes was and what it meant. And we really would like to see how the progression of the disease goes and kind of keep a closer eye on her throughout everything. Maggie's diagnosis was so much better than her brother's diagnosis. She was all smiles and giggles. We caught her diagnosis with a blood sugar of 325. She really didn't know what was going on. We told her that she had diabetes, and she was actually happy to have diabetes because she grew up ever since she was born. Her brothers had it, so it was just normal for her. So she was happy, smiles. It was only 2 days versus about 6-day hospital stay. Maggie's diagnosis was so much better on the family emotionally and overall everything because she was awake, she was alert, she knew what was going on, she was happy to be there, and Clifford, he was unconscious. I didn't know if he was going to live or die. I had no idea what type 1 diabetes was at the time, so this time it was much easier overall. We made the decision to keep on with TrialNet after Maggie's diagnosis because it interested us into finding the progression of the disease, to monitor how she was doing, and to also help in research since we saw how beneficial it was for our family for her to be diagnosed early. We've been participating in TrialNet for about 5 years now, and we've come to love the staff. Everyone on the staff is wonderful, and for anyone considering participating in it, I would give this piece of advice to do it, even if you're on the fence about it, because it was amazing for our family. As much as type 1 diabetes isn't amazing, it was great to be diagnosed the way she was diagnosed.